What is going on, guys? It is Dean, and today I want to talk to you guys about the new Photoshop features in Photoshop 2020. I'm super stoked about this because as a YouTuber, you need Photoshop for your thumbnails to make them better. And you know, as a photographer, you also need Photoshop too. I am Dean, I'm a filmmaker, photographer, and I like to edit stuff. As a YouTuber, as a photographer, you are going to need Photoshop to make stunning thumbnails and stunning images for your client. If you enjoyed this video at any point, don't be afraid to leave a like, and if you really like the content and you want to see more videos like this in the future, please subscribe to become an artisan. Let's jump right into Photoshop and let's see the 3 new features that YouTubers should be using, photographers should be using. Start with my first and favorite feature on Photoshop 2020, and that's going to be the object selection tool. So you're going to go over here, it's going to be near your quick selection tool, and you're going to hit W, object selection tool. And you're going to draw a nice square over your subject, whatever you want to cut out. And this is just going to help speed up with the background cutouts. And you're going to do that and right click, and that's going to give you a selection. You have your selection. We got a nice little line over our subject, and we did miss this part, so we're going to hit the minus tool on our selection brush. Give me 1 second. We're going to do that here. I'm going to draw a nice little minus to get that little section here. And once we have that, we're going to have a clear cut. We're going to hit right click, layer via copy. And that's going to give us a nice selection. Perfect. Now we have a smooth selection, and with that selection, you can drag that on any background. Let's throw it on here. And we have a little bit of rough edges, but we could always fix that. We can add a drop shadow so he blends in nice with the background. Perfect. Make that give that a little blur. And like I said, with those hard lines, we can always smooth out the edges. But for now, that is good. That is going to be the new feature. All right. Feature number 2. One new thing they also added on this is going to be that warp tool. The warp tool is going to be much better than it was in 2019. So you hit Control T like normal, Control T, and we want to hit the grid option. And they added just more functionality to the warp. And a lot of YouTubers play around with funny thumbnails where, you know, their eyes are like extremely big or their head is extremely big, and they do this with the warp tool. So you hit Control T, you hit this little guy here, opens up a grid, and then you're able to warp our subject. Like, we could do some pretty funny things with it for a second thing. Can warp our guy all types of ways here. And then this just helps you play with the size. You can get very creative with this. What they did add in this that's different from the last one is just the depth that you're going to be able to play with by moving it here. Like just us moving it here, we're changing the depth. And number 3, my third favorite feature that they added that, you know, you must know and that you need to make good thumbnails and good photos in general is going to be the gradient tool. So we're going to hit this, and we're going to add the gradient tool over it. So let's go to our gradients. All right, and what's new about this, here are my old gradients here. You can see they're pretty much all everywhere. In the new Photoshop, they added these presets under here. And we have everything from neutrals, pastels, cloud, greens, oranges. We're gonna start with the oranges. And we have a wide assortment of gradients, and that's just awesome. We also have reds as gradients as well. So let's just start with this gradient. Start with a red gradient here, open up a new layer, and we're gonna drag it over top of this. All right, you see we have our gradient there. We could easily hit overlay or soft light. Let's see which one gives us the best look. How about, I'm thinking about soft light and taking down the opacity a little bit. And yeah, we got gradients on gradients. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy this content, definitely leave a like. We will see you on the next one and in the future. Dean is out.